Welcome to the LCS Summer Promotion Tournament, and I'm joined by Crumbs and Skara from the recently requalified Dignitas. How you guys feeling after that one?
Well, I feel amazing right now, but before I say anything, it's Mother's Day. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom, and I also want to say that we really would not be here if it wasn't for everybody that helped us. Like, when somebody says Team Dignitas, they're thinking, oh, it's just us five. There's actually a lot of people behind that helped us out here, and they deserve a special thank you. And I also want to thank a little personal, so I want to thank my friends and Mayada as well.
Awesome stuff. Skara, do you have anything?
I'm just relieved. Like that's the biggest thing is like, there's a sense of relief. Like I'm glad I played well, I'm glad my team played well, and I'm glad we're requalified. And in the end, that's all I wanted for today.
And after you guys actually got knocked into the relegation tournament or the summer promotion tournament by Good Game University, you guys did seem a little bit devastated. How did you regroup and prepare yourselves for this game in only 2 weeks?
Oh God.
I thought it was actually better that we got 2 weeks because we started practicing again, and like the first week of practice, it was some of the worst plays I've ever seen by us making. So I was really glad we said, oh, thank God we got 2 weeks, or else we would have been like out of here for sure. So we got that extra week to practice, and it really stepped it up in that time that we got. So I mean, we're still, I feel like, a bit shaken. We're not at the point we should be, but we're getting back on track.
Were there any specific adjustments you felt like you made successfully to grant you this victory?
Well, we had a strategy where we wouldn't die before 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that strategy didn't work for the game that we lost. So we had to go back and revisit that. But aside from that, we really worked on our communication. Like we had Odie come into our comms from Europe at like 4 a.m. to listen to us and critique us every single day that we scrimmed on our communications and how bad it was. Like we finally got it to like a decent level now, and it really shows in our play. Like our play is more focused. Yeah. We fight for objectives much better. Like the positioning is much better during the team fights. And that's all attributed to just like how much we worked for it.
Yeah, your team fighting in particular was really potent in games 3 and 4, where you guys actually lost a lot of early turrets in the games and then were able to come back. Was losing the turrets something kind of part of your strategy, or was that just someone pressuring you guys?
I mean, if you're already planning to lose, I think you made the mistake right there. But no, we didn't plan for that. To be honest, I felt like Team Summon was significantly better than what we expected. So a big props to them, I guess, because they played very well. And maybe we should have been on a better game, but they did exceptionally well.
All right, so now that you guys have qualified, I got to talk about the next game that's coming up, because there's kind of two titans coming into today's games. It's yourselves, who have now requalified, and CLG, who's playing Azure Cats. What do you think is going to happen in the next set?
Well, we have, in those 2 weeks that we had, we scrimmed both CLG and Azure Cats. And we scrimmed CLG for the first half, and we scrimmed Azure Cats for the second half. So we know what Azure Cat's doing, but not what CLG. So just based off that, I'm going to go with Azure Cats. But it's very close, to be honest. It's really close. And I'm really not biased at all. I just want to see a good game.
Scar, I hear there's a bit of disagreement here.
Yeah, I actually think CLG's got it, but I still agree that it's going to be close. I just feel like whoever wins the first game is going to win the entire set, because like momentum's a huge thing, and mentally I feel like a lot of the players can get shaken up really easily by a first game loss.
And how do you think a team actually comes back from the momentum shaking? I mean, you guys lost game 2 here in this set, and you guys are a little shaken. How did you actually personally come back to win games 3 and 4 from a mental standpoint?
Well, after that game, sometimes you hear a lot of people saying where they have a really bad game, you say, oh, just forget about the game entirely, don't talk about it, just focus on the next one. You really can't do that. If you're ignoring your losses, how you were defeated, you're probably going to lose in the exact same way. So, enough talking about the mistakes, but see how, instead of how you messed up, how the enemy took advantage of your weakness. And just talk a little bit about that and apply it to your next game. And what we did was simply we just started banning Karthus, because that was pretty simple. And we told Cutie not to face check.
Well, that's always some good things, not face checking. Now, Scar, that you have the qualification out of the way, you can start thinking about the All-Star game. Have you thought about that at all previously, or do you have any thoughts on it?
Honestly, the best way to prep for the All-Star game is what I've been doing, like getting better at communication, getting better at mechanically laning and like making plays. And I feel like what I've been doing so far is like good for both things. So like I'm flying out tomorrow to go to the Curse House to boot camp for All-Stars, and it's going to be great. I hope it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All of North America hopes it's going to be great as you guys go to face the rest of the world. And Crumbs, you have a bit of a mini vacation here between the next split. Do you have any plans?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going back to Vancouver to visit my family and friends for 2 weeks, and then I'll have to come back to LA. Vancouver is a better city.
Well, speaking like a Canadian there who really loves his hometown, but thank you very much, Scar and Crumbs, for this interview. Huge congratulations to requalify from the LCS. You guys had amazingly entertaining team fights in that one, especially the Baron steal. Baron take by Cutie Pie at the very last seconds. But for now, we have Kobe to break down some of the big plays from that last series over on the Telestrator.
Thank you, my friend. I've got some clips here from Game 1, Dignitas' first win. This really shows their control of the battlefield. At this point, TS is in a good position to pull off a 5-man brawl initiate here, but they're going to use Zach. Zach's main strength is charging up that elastic slingshot in Fog of War. Right here is the line. He does not want to cross that, but he ends up just walking right across into full vision of the team Dignitas, and from there things start going bad. The second thing you're going to want to keep track of is the secondary tank for TS is at the other side of their team. So their tanks are in different positions, and they're actually going to rush this initiation. So let's roll this one. Here we go. Let's pause it one more time. Okay, so we just saw him. He walked all the way into vision here. So they have full vision. They know exactly what TS are going to do. They should just back out right now. Our cover's been blown. We need to abort this mission. Kiwi Kid even landed the cocoon. But what they're going to do is a desperate initiate. Zach will jump into the team. When you're charging up Elastic Slingshot in vision of your enemies, though, it gives them plenty of time to just spread out. The entire team of Dignitas just run for the hills here. And we actually have Patoy and Skara going to flank around the bottom, and they'll come back into the team fight later and just destroy the back line here of TS. So let's continue to roll this at 50% speed here so we can see this in action. There's Elastic Slingshot getting up, but he doesn't hit anybody. And these three members are able to focus him down. The Crescendo comes in, Agony's Embrace comes in, and they get bursted down. So let's pause it right here one more time. This has put them in a very, very bad situation. Everyone's been burst down by all the AoE. Crescendo plus Agony's Embrace is just devastating. And the second thing that's boring right here is the pentagram here from Locust is actually not where Karthus ends up dying. So we've got the box and the circle. If you remember playing as a little kid, you want to try and get those on the same hole here, and they don't just match up for TS, so they can't keep anyone in Karthus Defile. They lose out on so much damage here, and Dignitas just roll over the rest of the team. Let's roll the rest of this one out here. You can see they all got bursted down, and they hook Scar in, but Crumbs and Kiwi Kid don't hesitate to jump back in with Scar. They will not leave that man behind, and they end up cleaning this entire team fight up. So we also have one more clip. I just want to throw this one as a fun little clip, a tribute to Crumbs' Rammus jungle. That was so exciting and got Jat so happy. It was on my level of happiness for once here. We have Kiwi Kid and Crumbs just driving up to the top lane in their little Batmobile, and Kiwi Kid turns to Crumbs. He says, "You see that red button? Press it. 3, 2, 1, blast off." Here he goes. Oh, there was a flash, and he gets the kill. Samurai's so dead right now. Nothing he can do to get out of this. That was actually a 3, 2, 1 blast off. There we go. Anyways, you got the point. That's going to show you the power of Rammus right there. He can go into hyperdrive at any moment. So we're going to send it back to the guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Kobe, for that shapely replay. Now I'd like to welcome back to the set Curse's top laner with the OP Beard lover, Void Boy. And I got to say, man, that is one fantastic beard.
Thank you. You have an excellent beard yourself.
Thank you very much. Little beard love going around. First off, what impressed you most about Dignitas' win today?
I really think that they played quite solid. I mean, they had a shaky game, of course, and that last one, Team Summon came out with an early lead again. I mean, I think that's one thing to their testament. I think Team Summon was really good at taking advantages early, and I think their inexperience sort of showed in their inability to close it out and build the bigger leads. They did it once. They were trying to do it again, but unfortunately that didn't come out for them. So I think Dignitas just showed their experience, their fortitude, and they were just able to capitalize on many mistakes. Like, even though Team Summon would win skirmishes in lane, they'd pick up a bunch of random kills, Dig just grouped up, roamed, made a lot of plays, and just came out on top in the end. So hats off to them.
All right, right on. Dignitas taking that win. But, guys, earlier we asked you to tell us which NA LCS All-Star are you most excited to see perform on the world stage and why? And here's what you had to say. First one is, it looks like I'm excited to see Dyrus because I wonder what kind of champions he will pick for the comps that the team has prepared themselves.
Yeah, and I feel like Voidboy would actually be really good to speak at Dyrus' champion pool. Do you have any picks for what Dyrus would do in the top lane?
I mean, Dyrus is a really diverse champion pool. I think he's definitely expanded it, especially in the last few weeks of LCS. And he's been playing like his standard Rumble, Shen, but like he's also like when people threw like 2 or 3 bans at him, he just picked up Kha'Zix and played it really well. So I'm really excited to see what they whip out. And Dyrus, of course, solid champion pool, solid play as always. I'm pretty looking forward to that.
And a quick extension on that, how long does it take to kind of learn a new champion if you're forced into that?
For a professional player, in my opinion, you should be able to pick up a new champion within like 5 to 10 games, I'd say, max. Personally, I'm really quick to pick up champions, which is why I think I've had a rather large champion pool. Like, generally what I'll do, I'll pick up a new champion will come out, I'll buy it, I'll play like a bot game, I'll go like 50 and 0, I'll be okay, I kind of understand the mechanics, and I'll jump back into solo queue, and I'll try to do the same thing there. So if you're really good at just understanding the game, your mechanics are flawless, then you can pick up champions really easily. And I think most of the top players have mastered that level of ability.
All right, right on. So our next question is from Holy Bagel. And that's the way bagels usually are. Xpecial is going to be very good. He is an extremely skilled player, not just a support. He can 1v1 a lot of people in their roles.
And I've actually heard that from back in Season 2 when Xpecial would warm up with Reginald. A lot of times in mid lane, he just beat him in a 1v1 matchup. So it's a good support to get picked for the All-Star game.
Absolutely. Well, how do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, not many people might know this, but Xpecial actually used to be a solo lane player. He was a very formidable AP mid back in the day, and he was like top of the ladder. Like, everyone respected Xpecial as a player, and then when he joined TSM, he's on the same team with Reginald. They decided to put him in the support role, and he's been playing phenomenally for the past few years. So yeah, Xpecial definitely has a lot of mechanical skill. He understands the game well, and he can play a lot of champions. So for sure.
Very cool. All right, as we go into the next one, Max Wande. If that's how I killed it. Sorry, Max. I'm super excited to see how Doublelift performs on a team that doesn't focus on just protecting him. I like that, actually.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if the All-Star game turns into a Camp Doublelift or a Camp Skara lanes, because those are actually two people who get camped fairly frequently, so they really have to decide between the two.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Doublelift, St. Vicious, Dyrus, Skara, Xpecial, all excellent players. I mean, they have a week, 2 weeks to practice at their boot camp, so I'm sure they're going to come up with a bunch of crazy strategies that they're going to whip out, and I'm pretty sure they're going to extend beyond just protecting Doublelift.
All right, guys, we got a few more questions to go. Win song, or answers, I should say. I am most excited to see St. Vicious. He has had ups and downs and big losses in the spring LCS, and I want to see him redeem his place.
And obviously, Voidboy is a teammate of St. Vicious in the jungle. Got to feel pretty happy about him making it to the All-Star team and getting the exposure.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome for him. He's going to get to play in the All-Star team, represent our country and all our fans, so I'm just rooting for them. I hope they do really well, and I can't wait to see them play on the big stage.
All right, so last answer from the community here. I am most excited to see Skara perform due to his explosive gameplay, especially when he gets going on a roll. It should be fun. We actually saw that explosive play today.
Yeah, when he got going on Diana in that last game, he exploded people pretty much for the rest of it. And actually, Voidboy and I are both potential formal teammates of Skara, so I'm pretty excited to see him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing you can say about Skara, it's when he gets a lead, he runs with it. Like, he knows how to apply pressure on the map. His Eve games, his Diana games, he's just like, if he gets one kill, he just turns that into 10. Like, he knows how to keep his team in the game against all odds, and I think that's one of his top assets.
All right, well, thank you very much, Voidboy, once again, all the way through the first match, which leaves Dignitas with the win. So keep those answers coming. We're at LOL Esports, and be sure to use the hashtag LCS.
And now that we've heard what you had to say on Twitter, we want to hear from you about the LCS. Go to bit.ly/LCS fan feedback and share your thoughts with us. All right. With only one berth in the NALCS Summer Split still up for grabs, let's take a look at the promotion bracket. Yesterday, Quantic and Velocity earned their spots in the summer season by taking out Complexity and Marn. And as you just saw, Dignitas locked up their slot in the split by knocking off Team Summon.
And coming up next, Hotshot GG and Counterlogic Gaming fight for their professional careers against former teammate Big Fat LP and his new squad, Azure Cats, in the promotion tournament's final best-of-5 series.
And once the last Nexus Crystal has been crushed, we'll all have 8 NALCS Summer Split teams locked in. And you know what that means, Riv?
It's time to drop a sick beat.
Test the mic. Go ahead.
What I'm more excited for is really the next split
Of season 3.
It's going to be more competitive than ever.
Next split, the next split.
What I'm more excited for is really the next split
Next split, the next split.
It's going to be more competitive than ever.
So happy right now.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
It's gonna be more competitive than ever.
For the next split.
The NA scene has gotten so strong. So strong. It's gotten a lot stronger than before. So strong. So strong. So strong.
Next split. For the next split. Next split. For the next split. Next split. For the next split.
All right.
Next split. For the next split. Next split. For the next split.
All right.
Wait, what was that?
Next split.
Can't control myself.